So are you at the shop now?
Yeah.
Are you open for business right now?
No.
No.
No, we close at 6:30.
Got it. And what are the rules out there now for like coronavirus? You're allowed to be open?
Yeah, we just try to get everyone to wear masks and.
Is that hard to do?
No.
No. You say put on a mask and people are like, I have the right not to wear a mask. And you're like, I have the right to have you not in my store.
Yeah, we had one guy that did not want to wear a mask, but he also washed his feet with our hand sanitizer before he left.
What?
Yeah, it was really bizarre.
Okay, can you kindly introduce yourself for the people who don't know who you are? For all
Yep,
the noobs.
I'm Dustin. What?
I said for all the noobs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm Dustin Benzing. And
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
Dustin Benzing?
That's how
Just
you pronounce your
kidding.
name?
No, it's Dustin Benzing.
See? What a dick. I don't know where it started. That's what everyone called you for like the past year.
Yeah.
I had it spelled right. And then when you said it, I was like, okay, that just must be just the way he pronounces it. And then
I told Sarah Jo, Benzing is cooler, really.
See, and then you're just fucking with me. Okay. Let's start again.
Okay, so I'm Dustin Benzing, the Block Watch. I do woodcuts.
And that's it? You do woodcuts?
Yeah, and I do toys and all kinds of stuff.
So Dustin had made us a run of Boba Fett's, I don't know, a year ago?
Yeah, a little over a year.
A little over a year ago, San Diego?
It was San Diego, yep.
And it's the first time someone had come to him and said, hey, can you take this one thing that you did and can you do it 25 times?
Right.
And that worked out quite well. I think we sold all but like 6 or 7 at that first convention. And I think by San Diego last time, it was interesting that I think we had 6 going into San Diego this past July. And you popped on and we were talking to you. I don't think it was even scheduled. You were just, I don't know, we're just, fiddling our thumbs here on the Zoom, doing nothing. And then we're like, hey, Dustin, come on in. And like, we just started talking. You started giving a tour of your stuff. You showed how you do your work. And then I looked at inventory and then all 6 were gone. It's like, it just goes to show you, it's like people, like they get to know you. They like you, like, I don't know. So the concept for this show was that you did the first 20 Kenner Star Wars figures in wood, hand carved. And so when did this process, and just in case people are asking, we'll do Empire and Jedi later, but right now we're just focusing on the first 20, because 21st figure is Boba Fett. We already did that. So Empire later. So how did you start out, because I mean, your name is the Block Watch. Does that come from like block prints? I know you've done block prints, but what was it, chicken or the egg? Like, how did it start?
No, like most things, my wife came up with that, and I laughed, and then I started using it. But
that's a horrible name, honey. Okay, and then the next day, like you're using it. It's good.
Yeah, and because I was doing, I was originally a painter, and screen printer, like I don't know, any kind of art. I always just dabbled in things and tried to figure out what I really wanted to do. And so for years I was doing like lino cut prints, and they did okay. And my wife got me a set of gouges for either my birthday or Christmas, and some wood. And so I tried it out, and then
did she say anything to you when she handed it to you? Like, don't gouge your eye out like that?
no, I'm always like I don't know if you can see that. I just did that the other day working on your stuff.
It's
It's not that bad.
okay. It's only a flesh wound. That's what I tell my 7-year-old. It's like, it's only a flesh wound. Emotionally, you're fine. Get up.
So, I don't know if there's much more to it than that. I mean, once I did the first woodcut, I think I was working on, you had the robot book, right? It was like the lino cut prints.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing a kaiju book, and I think I had to force myself to finish the last 2 lino cuts for that. And then, yeah, from then on, it's just been wood.
But I guess what I'm saying is, like, this is meant to, like, if someone was gonna, decide to destroy your art, they could pull this apart, put some ink on it, and actually make a print out of it. I mean, this comes from printing.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, from the very first one, I think my first one was, it was over Christmas break. I had between Christmas and New Year's off. What was that, like 2 years ago, I guess? And so I just was doing those, and I just really didn't want to print anymore. So I just basically, I thought, well, what would happen if I just painted it up and rolled the black on?
Did you see the Edwin Salas interview earlier?
Yeah.
And he was like, "What is this?" Was he serious that I had to explain to him that those were tusks?
I don't know.
Because he just called them pussy face. He's like, ha ha, like, why is this on my face? Okay, sorry. And then, so how long have you been doing these wood blocks the way they are in this?
The beginning of last year.
It's kind of insane. Like, I mean, but you've been an artist your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you go to art school? Like, what's the progression from early on?
Yeah, I started out in fine art
Mhm.
in college, but then I moved it over to print and design.
Mhm.
And so most of my career, I've been a printer in some form or fashion.
But then you have like a stuffy day job, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that sorry, like your coworkers watching? That'd be terrible.
I have no idea. No, okay. I should amend that by saying it's not that stuffy.
Mhm.
It's a desk job, but it's good. I like the people I work with.
I think you have to say that. I'm just messing with you. So, that's a struggle for, we're just talking to Bradley from, Geezer Periodicals. And,
Mhm.
I almost every artist I've ever spoken to has that. And I know that we've discussed it, in depth. It's just that struggle of like, I think the struggle of like keeping the day job.
Right. Yeah.
And all of that it affords. And I think I described to you, the predicament of every other artist I know, that everyone who has a day job wishes they were doing art full time, and everyone who's doing it full time, wishes they had health insurance like when they used to have a job.
Right.
Because the grass is always greener. And I think it's like with very few exceptions.
Right.
And I think I described to you like the trajectory of my life and how like risk averse I am, and how I don't make changes until it's like I think I described it to you, like until something is just like so painful. So we used to run the business, the distribution company out of our house. And Sarah was pissed all the time. There's boxes everywhere. There's always some stuff would come in the kitchen, and we had like 2 employees working out of the house, and go into the cabinet and just eat a can of beans. And then she went to look for the can of beans. She's like, "Where's my can of beans?" Like, she's like, "Who is this person? He eats just a whole can of beans." Like, "Well, you told him help yourself, and he ate a can of beans." She's like, "Those are my beans." And it's just like, it's like, what can you do? And like, we waited until we just couldn't stand it anymore. And I guess the thing about the day job is like, if it's not stuffy and you enjoy it and it pays the bills and it allows you the freedom, I think you just make different decisions when you're desperate. And the fact that you started this, tell me again, you said you started this a year ago?
Wow,
2
it's
years?
coming up on 2 years. Yeah.
Coming up on 2 years. I mean, for you to have, and I know you do other art, but to have found like a niche, have kind of settled on it, put yourself out there as a block watch captain, set up at conventions and a website, participate in art shows, and to do what you've done in a little less than 2 years, it would be hard to do that if you were worried about where your next meal or where your rent was coming from and that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's kind of so I don't know. I'm proud of you. I think you've done a great job.
Thanks, Dove.
So you did you set up so you can give us a little demonstration?
Yeah, I did. I didn't
So
fire my wife, so let me get her to hold this thing.
If any
Oh, wait.
if any of you followed Dustin on Instagram, hey, how's it going?
Okay. What am I doing?
Thanks for letting us borrow him.
Flip this.
Yeah, flip it around, I guess.
Okay. hold
So
on.
if any of you follow Dustin on Instagram, he posts these videos all the time where he's gotten the piece to the point where it's cut, it's all gouged out the way he wants it, and then it's painted. And then the very last step is him putting the black ink on. And then that's when it's like all the magic just appears in like 10 seconds. You'll see it.
Okay. Well, first, go ahead.
Did I jump too far ahead? I'm sorry.
No.
I'm ruining it.
No. No, I know you wanted it to be kind of like a cooking show. Right?
This is good. This is where you tell me how it's not going to be how I wanted it to be.
No, that's not it. But no, well, I was just going to say, yeah, so I have one. So I have one that is like partially carved.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought just one with just the drawing is kind of boring.
You do it however you want. It was just a suggestion. Remember, opinions are free here at DKE. I can always give my opinion, and then eventually people do what they want. And sometimes it is proven that I don't know what I'm talking about. Most of the time I'm right, but
most of the time you're right.
Whatever.
So I'm not gonna spend too much time doing this, but like, I didn't know if you wanted to see a little bit of the actual carving.
I think we want to see it all. Well, that's where he cuts
how
himself.
Yeah.
That's where he takes a gouge out of his finger.
So, I mean, I won't spend too much time on this. This is kind of the tedious part.
But you're drawing on pencil on the wood, and then you're carving out. But I see you've painted it first.
Yeah, so that's just so I can get some
shadow,
some contrast.
Got it.
Yeah, so I do. There's the transferred drawing, and then I just like line it with Sharpie real quick. The drawing itself is usually just sort of a rough outline. Does that make sense? And then when I go in with the Sharpie, that's when I do kind of most of the details. But then you know, the wood kind of does what it wants to do sometimes. So it's almost more like a guide, and then you have to kind of, yeah, sorry, there's not a whole lot of light in here.
No, it looks great. And so, does that mean you have happy accidents, or does it mean that
Yeah,
you're like
all the
angry
time.
most of the time?
No, I think we've talked about this before. Like, actually, this part where I'm just like gouging wood
Mm-hmm.
is sort of like it's almost like meditation. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So whenever anything happens, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, that's not what I wanted, but it's fine, you know?
And do you ever get to the point where like you like completely like abort, where you're like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, and then you like toss it in the trash? Because I was talking to like,
yeah, we burn them.
you burn them.
Yeah, it makes good firewood.
Wow. Because I was talking to Lou Pimentel last time about, you know, the struggle of watercolor. And
Right.
Even Scott C, same thing, is like that you're just like pushing around this water, trying to get it to do what you want. And then every painting gets to the point where like they hate it. And it seems like irredeemable, and they keep pushing on, and then something comes out of it. And then if it doesn't, then they just toss it and start again. Because I think you also have an unforgiving medium. It's like you can't, I mean, I guess you could go in there and like start patching and sanding, but that's not the idea.
Not really, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did that on one thing once, and I was like, it just, you know, something
What would you
not
do?
right about it.
You'd fill it with like wood putty and let it dry.
Yeah, I bought a thing of wood putty. Yep, exactly right.
And then that
actually
doesn't work.
I just carefully I carefully cut it, you know, but it's not the same. So, and it kind of defeats the purpose. I kind of like the rough quality.
Nice.
So, yeah, I did a couple guys here. So I have two that I can do real quick.
Here's the magic. And do you do this work at the store normally, or are you doing this just for us?
Just for you guys.
Where do you work normally? At home?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a table set up in our living room. And while the rest of the family watches TV at night, I don't think I've...
You carve wood at the kitchen table, like while in the house?
Oh, no, it's like a art table. It's like in the back corner of our living room.
It's still pretty messy.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be clear.
So it is. We get, my wife used to complain about it because my son and my daughter actually as well do woodcuts. And they all sit at the art table, they get wood shavings all over themselves, then they go sit on the couch, and it's a nightmare. I don't ever sit on the couch, so
wow,
I stay out of trouble.
So everyone in the family is an artist?
Uh-huh. Yeah, my wife's a painter. I think I showed off some of her paintings I keep wanting to say last year. The last DKE Con, which was only...
So that's kind of like a congratulations and an I'm sorry at the same time.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Makes it look so easy in like the Instagram videos, because you just do the last part. I didn't know you had to like mix the black paint like so much.
Right. Well, you just have to get it to a really even thickness.
No, otherwise what? It all globs up on you?
Yeah. All right.
Drum roll, please. Ooh. Ah. So cool. Look at that. Yeah. Barbarian Rage is having a cow right now. Did I ever tell you a story about when Scott Cherry met my wife for the
No.
first time? He walked up to her, he stuck out his hand to shake her hand, and he said, "Hi, I'm Barbarian Rage." Look at that. Woo! Everyone's clapping at home. That's kind of magical. And then you paint the sides black also, and then you mount it?
Yeah. And so I have, nope.
It goes like that on the base.
Yeah, so
Cool.
then one of these and glue that down, then I just paint the rest
Wow.
black.
Dope. Do you have a finished one you can just show people what it looks like all black?
Yeah.
See, that's a part of the cooking show. When I described it, it's like, you know, when you watch the cooking show, they like put all the ingredients and then they go to the oven and they pull it out and it's already finished. See, look at that. Look at that. Is that Stephen King from
Yeah, from Creepshow.
Creepshow, right? Amazing.
You lunkhead. All right.
And so-
You want one more?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do a mum
So-
round?
So how many of those do you have in stock at any given time?
It's a good question. I mean, I have a bunch on that are not on the website, because as I go, sometimes I'll look at some that I've done in the past and I'm just not happy with them, and so I take them off. So we have a whole house full of them. But I think I probably have like 40 of these guys right now. I think I've done like, geez, I don't even know. I used to keep a Excel spreadsheet of every one, and I finally gave up.
You take photos at least of everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I have you to thank for most of that volume, like those 25 Boba Fett's and then 24.
And how long do they take?
Depending on like the complexity. I don't know. I you know, I was doing one a night as far as like carving. So that'd be like 4 hours or something. And then maybe an hour to paint them.
Wow.
And then another, you know, whatever, 15, 20 minutes to like paint all the rest of the black in and stuff.
Wow. So you're working for less than minimum wage is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amazing. So let's talk about your store, because
Okay.
that's kind of crazy. Like, look at all that stuff in your store. So
Yeah.
is that
here,
like is that collection, or is that all for sale?
everything in here is for sale except for my Planet of the Apes garbage can.
Here, do you want to do a tour?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
And it's
So-
kind of a mess over here.
yeah. So here,
Yeah.
I won't bore you
So
guys
ju-
with too much of this.
Just to preface, Dustin called me and he said, "Dove, I want to open up a store." And I was like, "Dude, I've been distributing to people, doing designer toy stores, selling art for the longest time. Don't open a store." And he said, "I really appreciate it. Thank you for your advice. I'm opening a store." So there it is.
Yep. So it's like a whole lot of
We've got Dune trading
like my-
cards.
brain. Yeah, man, I love this. Sort of like just if my brain exploded, this is probably what would come out of it.
And so are people showing up?
Yeah, yeah. It's been great so far, actually. There's
And
a
are-
vintage
Wow. Now,
girl.
Are they freaking out
costume.
when they walk in there? Like,
Yeah,
what's-
a lot of people.
And-
And then of course you get other people that they come in, they go, I don't know what this is, and they and then they come in and then they walk right back out. So
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just giving you a quick like.
Certainly like the devil's work. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They cut.
Signed Daniel Cloud.
So is a lot of this stuff from your personal collection that you're parting with, or have you
Nope.
sourced all of this stuff for sale?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Very little of it is from my personal collection.
But
the t-shirts are a big seller. Slug Toys did a Bo Banana shirt for us.
Yes,
Which-
he did.
And then, and actually Peter, we worked with Peter and we have this exclusive Phantom Star
Cool.
Killer shirt here.
Nice. And
That's,
so are you doing mail order also?
yeah. Yeah. So the website is still, there's a ton of stuff on the website, but there's a lot of stuff that we still need to add. There's police going by.
You know, Ben from 3D Retros have been having a lot of good luck with Pop Shop Live.
Really?
Yeah, and you just start like it. Look at all that. You just start your kind of like Pop
These
Shop.
things are so cool.
Oh, so cool. Little
And then we have, you know, storybooks and magazines and
Oh, I remember I had a guy who offered me like 5,000 Dune storybooks.
no
And
way.
And I passed.
Shogun Warriors costume.
They just cost more to ship than they were for the book. You got a Kozak Reagan there.
Yeah, and the destroy won't stay. Once a day, the destroy falls off and scares.
So the destroy is put on there with a little piece of
Yeah, it's like,
so you can peel that thing off supposedly and you can wash it and then you can put it back on, but also you could just buy a new piece like on Amazon.
oh, okay.
Or yeah, use some museum jelly. I mean, you can just peel that little piece of plastic off, but supposedly, because I manufactured those things, the factory said that you can, oh, look at the garbage pail kid. Dope. What's going on out there?
I have no idea. There are ambulances going down different streets right now, so I don't know what. It's a typical Friday night in Covington.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of what.
So are you sourcing this stuff from
Oh, yeah.
collections? Are collections walking in the door? Or-
Yeah, and actually, I don't want to give away too many secrets, but I have a guy also who comes every Saturday. He'll be here tomorrow, and he has a whole warehouse of just like vintage anything. I just got these Black Hole comics all graded, even issue 4. And he just literally, I'll go out to his car, and Peter hit me to that.
To the guy or that poster?
Oh no, to that poster. So
I
great.
see you have I see you have a R2D2
Oh yeah,
cooler right there.
yeah.
I remember
then
when those came out in
shirts.
1997. I would go into like 7-Eleven and I try to bribe the guy. It's like, hey, I'll give you $100 for that. and they're like, my manager, he'd fire me. I'm like, okay. I walk to the next place. Hey, I'll give you $100 for that. And like that guy was the manager, and he's like, yeah. Like, yeah. It's like, hey, you have a caution figure.
Yeah, and I have
Look at
one.
that.
I have one at home too, but when I
Whoa.
saw that, I had to get that for the shop as well. Yeah.
Ian's asking who did the Unabomber.
Unabomber is A's Toy Box.
Very cool.
Yeah, you should look him up on Instagram. He's awesome. I think those were at Gallery F, maybe. I mean, I got those from him, and most of these are on consignment, or a good portion of them are. Like Edwin has sold a few. The Bo Bananas that I got from Slug Toys are all gone. And of course, Jason Adams, his stuff is fantastic. Figure Fetish.
Love
And
that.
I have
That
a
one's
bunch
called
of figure.
Ebola Bin Laden.
Yeah.
I know
So-
that because I just got one in a collection. Oh, and look at there.
Rad
The worst-
dudes.
The worst cards ever made. And Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, I used to have complete master sets of Pokemon.
Did you really?
And I sold them, and I just wish I just had one.
And then, of course, Sucklord is the under the counter.
Of course, that's where he belongs.
Right?
Can you show everyone your zine there with your block prints real quick?
Oh yeah, yeah. So, I just remembered. I just said that I printed these, but they started out as lino cuts. I printed
Right.
them.
But then you did this weird thing, and you like shrunk them down.
Yeah, so I took them to Kinko's and then shrank them down to 60%. And then I burned Goku's or Goko. I don't know if I
Goku.
ever learned how to pronounce it correctly, but yeah, and then I printed all these.
Look at Rom. But does that defeat the purpose? Like you make a lino cut and then you like went and shrunk it down and then made another print.
Yeah, I don't know why. I do everything. If there's a more complicated way to do something, then I'll figure it out and do it that way.
So just how I met you is I bought and you had to explain to me the process because I bought the lino cut for the cover of that zine. And then I got the zine and I'm like, this is much bigger. How could you do this? And you're like, oh, there's a Goku print for that page also. And I'm like, oh, can I get that too? And then I have it's very complex. You have a Jar Jar mask. How offensive. That's amazing.
That's Jar Jar Gabor.
Jar Jar Gabor. Oh, man.
And then I have a million of these. I'm obsessed with the, ceramic statues of ET.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but anyway, I have a million of these guys. And then
you keep getting them?
Mm-hmm. There's a Battlestar Galactica.
You put a sign on the door that you're like buying vintage toys?
No. I try to stay away from people because how it goes, like people will want to, they think because they saw something go for $500 on eBay that I'm going to give them $500 or $600 for it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
I know all about that.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm sure you do. So I try to, I had a guy in here yesterday trying to sell me Beanie Babies. It's like, tell me how they went for 50 cents and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't want Beanie Babies, and B, like, I wouldn't pay,
I buy Beanie Babies. I buy as many as come in the door, 50 cents each.
Really?
Yeah. People call, look at that. People, calls like, I have 1,000 Beanie Babies. Okay, $500. And they're like, but this princess is worth $500. I'm like, not to me. Keep that one. I'll take the rest of them.
Right.
I don't know anymore. But
what was that?
I mean,
comment?
what are those figures on the black cards? The large ones. The Galaxy Commanders.
Oh yeah, these.
So that's kind of a meta thing because those are bootleg Star Wars figures that were 3 and 3/4. Yeah, those. Those
weren't they called Staroid?
Star Raiders?
No, you're right. Galaxy.
I don't know.
Staroid Raiders.
Whatever it is, but they came out. They were 3 and 3/4 inch figures that came out in the late 70s, early 80s. And
yeah, I think isn't it Magoob that has the shirts, the T-shirts that are these guys' chests?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes, he says yes, sir. And so then this company made Sofubi out of them and made them larger. I don't have any of the original ones.
Was that a Gamera woodcut?
Janky wants to know if that was a Gamera woodcut.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Gamera. Most of the time,
Star Raiders.
So Ian is confirming
I
that
was
it is
doing,
called Star
I
Raiders.
started to do, oh, okay, Star Raiders. I started doing these kaiju guys, and like full figure, so that they could kind of fight or whatever. And I did 2 of them, or I only finished 2 of them, and I sold one of them, and then I lost interest. But we, most of the time in the shop, we're watching Gamera movies.
Of course you are,
My logo is camera.
as one
because
does.
they're so fun.
And
Is
so
that right?
have people come in and bought your originals since you've been open? Is that a hard sell?
Yeah, it's like people are. It's kind of funny because when it started, you know, we had. I mean, our opening day was fantastic, and then it was kind of like people were looking at. We try to keep things at all price points. I mean, we have, you know, I mean, the Shogun Warriors up there are pretty pricey. But then we have like, what? I don't even know. I mean, we have, of course, like coloring books and stuff, but we have some really affordable stuff too. Even some of the vintage stuff is pretty reasonable. And then like Brian Reedy, we worked with him to get a bunch of. I mean, I love Brian Reedy's stuff, and his stuff is like it's pretty affordable, you know. Same with Donald Top. For what it is, it's amazing that that's the price point. And so I don't even know where I was going with that, but but I think people are starting to spend a little bit more, if that makes sense. Like they came in kind of like sticker shock, and then you know, but then they come back when they get paid, I guess. So
amazing. Oh, that Fluke, that X-Files Fluke Man. That's another closeout I did. I remember I think me and a buddy, we bought like 5,000 of those things.
Yeah, and actually a friend gave that to us for the store. He was cleaning out his garage. He gave us, what's that?
Like the best thing about having a store, or at least having a way that you can sell things, is it makes collecting a whole lot easier, because you can just buy something that you're not sure about. And then 6 months later, when you look at it and you're like, I don't know, man, why did I ever buy that thing? And then just you throw it in the store, and then someone comes in and buys it. Boom, gone.
So
Thundercats, the Toxic Crusader.
And Polly picked out the rugs. People really love the rugs.
Do you sell the rugs too?
No, but we should. We would have sold. Probably would have sold a lot of them. There's Polly, and then and then my mom. Okay, so my mom just made this from a vintage pattern.
Wow, you mean recently? Just? Yeah,
just like 2 weeks ago, maybe, or actually for the opening. And one of my son's friends wore it, like walked around outside and waved at cars and whatnot. But wow, this is the exact same one that she made for me when I was 7.
Your mom's got skills.
Yeah, she really does. She's made a lot of this stuff, and she's on here. Hi, Mom. I think Wanda. Right?
Wanda. Hi, Wanda.
Yeah. And actually, she just made this vintage. Like this was a vintage thing that you could buy, like a piece of fabric, and then you would take it and sew like all the components. So she found this fabric on eBay and made that. But anyway, yeah. So this is sort of. Oh, I don't think I went back there at all. But
check it out. Oh, and you got Nathan's
yeah,
toys
it's kind
up
of
there.
It really is kind of a mess back here, because I have tubs of figures and things that need to get priced.
So is this?
I got weird out.
Of course, as one does.
the cast of Flash Gordon.
Wow.
But yeah, what were you?
Do you have a
gonna
lot
say?
more inventory like in the garage or something, or is it most of it like?
It is, yeah, most of it's in tubs here somewhere. So I got these are actually from my collection.
Is that a
I just brought
bootleg?
these in. Yeah, these were, before they came out on DVD, these were like, they were copies of the, like, they just transferred like the laser disc.
I'm going to give you a piece of unsolicited advice here publicly on Zoom.
I got these for free.
Don't sell.
And I'm not going to
bootleg-
sell them. No, these are just.
That is FBI territory. That's the last thing you want. And
I just got this.
Do you wear that?
Not yet, but I'm going to because of COVID. This literally just showed up in the mail today.
You're going to because of COVID, or you're not going to do it yet?
I haven't done it yet because I really need to clean it first. Anyway, I don't know that there's much more to show.
It'd be a great T-shirt. Like I got COVID from a used Alf mask. Well, thank you, dude. It has been awesome. I think the store is amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
The work is also amazing. And any of you who are out there who would like a piece, you can just purchase it on the line, online on the store, and then just hop in the chat here and just tell us which one you want. What's interesting is I didn't know how this would work, telling people to go buy something and then hop in the chat and choose. And there are a lot of people who just bought it and never hopped in the chat. So they're just, and it just says you just get one at random.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Yeah, well, that's really funny.
Okay.
So somebody's going to end up with the death star or the death squad commander.
Maybe not, because they're not quite sold out yet. There was only 7 left before.
Well, I just mean, that's a good way to offload him, right?
We joked about that. We talked about the human characters, and it's like, oh, it's gonna, we're gonna do all of them, and then I don't know. He felt inspired, and then he just did the Death Squad commander. That's the first one he sent me a picture of. He's like, "Here you go." And it's like, here we go. That's the peg warmer. Oh, so we sold 2 more. So we were at 7, and out of the 20, and then we added 4, and then we sold another 2. So how many? 9 left out of 24. And like
Nice.
half of those people that sold are gonna get whatever we think they'll want. I don't know.
Based on this name, they like this name.
Are you going to post what's been claimed? What does that mean? I'm confused. Okay, Dustin, we're going to let you go. I'm going to answer all these questions here.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank you so
Dub.
much. It's been a pleasure.
Yep, good luck.
Bye-bye.